Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Kitty. I'm just getting everything warmed up. Good morning, Walosi, and good morning, Older. Hello, everybody. I know there's going to be at least somebody that comes in on the East Coast, and it's almost noon for them. Good morning, Morgan, Xavier, and Ken. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and pop on just a moment early. Just a little bit early because it takes a moment for me to get all of the apps running, so it doesn't hurt to, get it running. A picture? No, absolutely not. Joey, I'd be DOA if I had a picture of a drink. Oh, Megan, did you just renew your sub or did it just renew automatically? Megan's subscription, or sorry, membership just renewed over on the YouTube streets. Why did that not show up though? It's odd. It's not odd, it just didn't do it. Okay. It was before I got it going. Oh, still gotta hit this button. Automatic renewal, awesome. Okay, see, I'm never sure how this stuff goes. Let's see. For all intents and purposes, I am on time. Okay, I know all of this stuff, but where do I set my... What is going on? This always does such interesting things. All right, everybody. Interesting. Okay. Hey, Seraphim. Sushi. Mermaids will get me? Okay. I don't know if what that was about. What's up, Summer? What you need, baby girl? Which team were you rooting for, Soroski? I assume you're talking about the team playing in Ireland today. I assume that's what you're talking about. Teams, plural, plural. Guys, I barely know anything about football. I'm just here pretending. You know, pretending is great. No, I have no idea where the Titans are playing. So I've got nothing. I have no idea what's going on of that. I know almost nothing about football. I barely know that. See, we tested my knowledge the other day, or literally last night, about football and the teams and their team names. And I did pretty good. Megan, don't start. You're in Canada. Don't start. I don't know, Joey, if they would. I'm being honest. I don't know if they would. Not this Congress. He does have a bunch of loyalists in there. Good morning, Bishop. The meme wasn't doing. I don't know. I can barely see PFPs for one when they're like on the screen. So there's that. How is no one tapping on TikTok right now? It's been 3 minutes and we have 86 likes, guys. Did we tap that screen? I know you have football in Canada, but we're talking about the United States sports teams. Okay, RJ, make that grilled cheese. Feed the kiddos. Feed the kiddos. I am not the biggest fan of TikTok either some days, Walosi. I gotta be honest. Grilled cheese with a hamburger patty with pickles and onions and jalapenos. Oh, that makes sense, Walosi. What did you say, Megan? What did you say about the NFL? What? I don't know. National Football League? National, that's for the United States. Why not add garlic, E? I don't know. Grilled cheese cooked on a radio. I don't know about that one, Joey. We're getting some odd conversations. Thanks, Jim. It's from unfortunately going to bed with wet hair. I don't normally do that. So it gets a little bit wavy. I don't know. It gets a little bit doing things. No. Sorry, Julie. I don't know about you, but I'm specifically only crowdfunded. So fan funded. So anybody that likes me that donates, they are the ones that keep me going. That's it. No one else. It's just the fans. Oh, well, right now, E, we're talking about everything but politics at the moment. I know that's such a concept. It's always a weird concept for people. I do have my own number. It's the one that's on the screen. I wish I got a Soros check. It keeps getting lost in the mail, I hear. Oh, wait. Or maybe it's because Soros isn't funding anything. It's also a concept that DJT doesn't understand. This one? It is an abstract heart with an open infinity sign. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hello!
Bro, it's Sunday. Get a life. That was really loud in my ears. What's awkward? Knick-knack. I don't... Do you think... Right? Thanks, Danny. It's so cute. I've had this shirt for a minute. If it's this same guy again, I'm gonna be... Oh, wait. He didn't let it ring all the way through. Just for the moment, E, I was actually going to get on and start talking about stuff. So let's see, 12 hours a day, like 12 hours in a week is not a lot. Say Al, I think I might have got his name wrong. Summer, did you see this dog? I'm sorry, Kitty. I'm sorry, Kitty. It does weird stuff. I don't know what's happening. Okay, everything shows fine on my end. Everything shows fine. What is happening? Yeah. What's sad? I don't know what's sad. Uh-huh. Oh, Papi, you're so wrong. I'm so glad you didn't actually read the bill. The 2% decrease is only for 2 years. But hey, glad to know you you are piggybacking off of something. Yeah, the animals are very, very nice. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there? Hey,
Melanie. Yes, I am.
Awesome.
This is David. I just want to know, how do you support a racist?
I don't support him.
I mean, what do you mean you don't support him?
This is the MAGA support hotline is for me to talk to MAGA supporters and try to break through their cultish mentality.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they sure need that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should read the description on the video.
Yeah, I didn't read. I just saw
Yeah.
MAGA, and so I was like, how could she support that? And so
No, I don't.
that's that's good. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no
Good
problem, man.
job.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Bye. Yes, guys. The hotline is for Trump supporters to call in. It's not for me to tell people to support Trump. I just want to talk to Trump supporters. It ain't me. Listen, I got you questioning your support of Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today.
You know, it's a combination of I want to support, but I don't see enough good coming out of it.
Okay, so what would you want to see come out of it?
I don't know, unity really. But I guess the real reason I'm calling in is I pulled up this this YouTube streamer, whatever her name is. I guess this is what the number is calling in for. And the very first person that answered, she said hello or whatever, and he goes, "Oh, well, why do you support Trump and MAGA and all that?" Like immediately attacks her just because of her affiliation, quote unquote, affiliation that he perceived was a Trump supporter. That's what I don't like about the non-Trump supporters is they are immediately attacking anybody who has anything to do with him. So I don't really feel anything for the anti-Trumpers. But I'm not a blowhard for Trump either. I mean, he does some good things here and there, but he's not he's not like the best president in history.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so on the fence.
Well, I feel like I feel like anybody has the right to ask an individual why are they supporting a racist. And we know it's a well documented fact that Donald Trump is in fact a racist. So I don't feel any kind of negativity about the question that was being asked towards me. It is what it is. It offends some
I
people,
don't
but
agree with that. I don't agree with that though.
Donald Trump in
It's
1973 and his father were sued for housing discrimination, and he had to not only pay fines but also had to put up billboards promoting their housing in low income and disadvantaged neighborhoods within their city, right?
yeah.
Donald
So he
Trump put
did that,
out a
right?
news ads about the Central Park Five, calling for
Mm-hmm.
them to get the death penalty, right? And they not a single one of the Central Park Five is white, right? I think
Oh,
one
well,
was
that was
Hispanic and
coincidental.
3 of them were black, and the other one might have also been Hispanic. I can't remember one. It's not just coincidental, sir. It's the fact that he did it. They were exonerated. And even though they were exonerated, when he's still asked about it afterwards, and I mean like in this, nah, you still did it. Like he won't back down on the fact that this is what he did. Immigrants are stealing black jobs in front of the NABJ.
Well, they
The
are.
nat
They're stealing what?
he said that immigrants are stealing black jobs in front of the NABJ.
Well, they
The
are.
nat
They're stealing white jobs too. It doesn't. The race
What's
doesn't
a black
matter. The
job?
fact is that they
What's a
are
black job?
stealing jobs.
What is a
A
black
job
job?
a job that could be given to a black
Like
person,
what?
like any other job that can be given to any other person.
Like what?
It's not about it. It's
Tell
hold on.
me
Let
tell
me
me a job.
clarify before you get uppity.
No, no, I'm not
I'm
uppity, sir.
trying to
I'm just
say.
telling you. I'm asking you to
Okay,
tell
well,
me
let me
a
answer.
black job.
Okay, let me answer. Give me 10 seconds of silence. A black job and a white job, there is no distinction. The only distinction is if the black person or the white person or the Asian person is doing the job. The job that could be done by the average black American can also be done by the average illegal person. That still takes away a job. It doesn't matter if it's done by a white person, black person, Hispanic person,
So why
Asian
did
person.
Donald Trump make a point to say they're stealing black jobs in front of the National Association of Black Journalists?
I will tell you exactly why. Because that is the interests of the black journalists. They do not care about white people issues. They care about black people issues. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's
Okay,
nothing
let's
wrong
try
with
this then.
being concerned in
Did
one.
Kamala Harris just turn
No.
black?
No, I want you to
Did
refute what I
Kamala
just
Harris?
said. I want you to refute what I just said.
Oh,
Argue that point. Argue that I'm wrong.
You didn't make a point.
My point is that the black community cares about black jobs. To get someone emotional about something that is genuinely important, you point out the most important factor in the problem, which is that they are taking away the black jobs from the people that could be working those jobs. Those jobs
So
can be
can
done
you
by
tell me
white
what a
people,
black
black
job
people,
is?
Asian people.
Yeah.
It's the same job any other person can do. Just because the word black is in there doesn't mean it's offensive. This is why I don't vibe with the Biden folks. Because you guys always go to race
I'm not
or
a
some
Biden
sort of social
folks.
issue.
No,
Whatever.
sir. You see,
Anti-Trumper,
so no,
anti-Trumper.
let me be clear. The only reason why I even
ahead.
brought this up is because you were complaining about the first caller who made a broad-based assumption that I was obviously a Trump supporter, right? And asked about why I would
Yes.
support a racist. That's the only reason I brought up race. This isn't me bringing up race to you or anyone else. Somebody else brought it up. It hurt your feelings, so you brought it up to me. And so then I'm asking you questions, pointing out Donald Trump's racism because you deny the fact that he's racist. Okay. So how about the fact, why don't you explain to me how Kamala Harris just turned black? Which is something Donald Trump also said in front of the National Association of Black Journalists. Did Kamala Harris just turn black?
She's Indian. She's Indian.
Oh, do you maybe you don't, maybe you've never heard of this word. Okay, well, Donald Trump said she just turned black, and you're kind of like pivoting the same talking points of she's Indian, she's Indian. No, she's, just so you're aware, she's East Asian and black.
Okay, you're right.
If we're talking,
I think you're taking it too literally.
No, he was asked about it. No, sorry. He was asked about it at the NABJ, and I can tell you didn't watch that interview. I watched the full 32 minutes of it. I'm telling you, right? He just said, well, he just was like, I just knew she was Indian, and then all of a sudden in this election, now she's talking about being black. She's never been black before. How is she black now? That's what he said, right? No. Can I help you out here? I'm going to help you out here, okay? I'm going to help you out here. I actually, because I know the answer, so I'm going to help you out here. So what happened is when she was elected to the Senate position, representing California, okay? There were articles put out about her because she was the first East Asian American woman to be elected into a position of senator throughout the entirety of history, okay? But even when she was campaigning to become that senator, and she was doing interviews with CNN, NBC, all of the left-wing news sources or whatever, they posted 2 articles. One on one day and then one the next day. You can look it up. CNN, they're just talking about what's it like to be East Asian in America, and then literally the next day they posted one. What was it like being a black woman in America? She went to a historically black college in HBCU, Brown University. Right? She is black. She has always been black. She has always owned her blackness. And individuals such as yourself and Donald Trump don't get to determine that she's not black enough for them when you guys are apparently, at least he's white. I don't know what you are. I don't don't care what you are. But I don't think, no, Donald Trump is the one that made that. Donald Trump is the one that was making those claims that she just turned black because she had never talked about it before, because he's never listened to her talk before. So that's actually what it is. That's why we know that he doesn't know anything about it, because she's always been black. It was just heavily publicized that she was the first East Asian American woman to be elected and placed into the Senate.
Okay, that was a ton of words. That was a lot of just throwing things out.
Oh, and you haven't done that to me?
No, I haven't. I think I've
You
been
did
pretty clear
actually.
about my points.
You
I don't
did.
use
You're like, I
all
need
these
like 10
obscure
seconds of
events as
silence.
evidence for
So, and then you
anything.
went over your 10 seconds. But I still want you to like give a specific example of a specific black job that undocumented immigrants or aka illegal immigrants are taking. I'm waiting.
You're asking me to clarify a point that I don't even agree with.
Oh, I'm not asking you to clarify a point. I'm bringing up these points to prove that Donald Trump is in fact a
What you
racist,
just
and
asked me to do was
you're just seeming
you just
that in
told
order of just instead of
you're
just
not giving me a chance to
accepting,
talk. You
instead of
just want
just
to talk because you know I'm going
accepting,
to give you an
instead
actual answer.
of just accepting that Donald Trump is in fact a racist and has displayed extremely overt racist behaviors, you want to pretzel yourself into defending a man that you have never met, will never meet in your lifetime, and who doesn't care about. I'm not calling you racist. I'm talking specifically about Donald Trump's racism. And you're up here defending him instead of just being like, yeah, he's racist. I wasn't asking you to defend yourself.
Here's
I'm
what
not
I'm gonna do
asking
for you. I'm
you
gonna
to
say, I'm gonna
defend
say,
Donald Trump.
can I give you a
You
real
are
answer? Can
choosing
you
to
stop
defend
talking for like
Donald
10
Trump.
seconds? What's the point of the show
You
if you're
are
not going to let the
choosing
person
to
talk?
defend Donald Trump. No one else is
You know what
making
I'm
you
trying
do
to say
it.
to you? Can I get 2 words in?
Oh my goodness.
I
You could have already done it
agree.
if you had been done
I
crying.
am. I just shut the fuck up for real. I agree. Let's just say I agree for the sake of the conversation.
Let's just say I
transition into this
agree for the
conversation?
sake of the conversation so you don't agree. Got it.
Let's just say yes. Let's say wholeheartedly without a question, I agree that he's racist.
Oh no,
What
so when
now?
you're
What is the
proposing this
next point?
hypothetical, then you're already failed. Let's just
Why?
say I
Why
agree with
though?
you. You've
Why
already failed.
why are you
Because you don't
so
agree. This
against
hypothetical
just
is
having a
showing
real
that you don't agree.
conversation? Let's say I agree, and then what's the next thing that you're going to say?
Cool. Tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has said since he's been inaugurated into office. Sorry, RJ, he didn't. Sorry, RJ, he can't do it.
Here's one. Here's actually one. He said he was going to release the Epstein files, is what I heard.
No, actually, I don't think you
happened.
understand. Can you repeat the question that I asked you?
3 lies that he said?
No, I was very specific. 3 lies that he's told since.
Oh, here, hold on. Let me pull out my list of promises that he's made in the past couple of months. 1 second.
Yeah, since he's
Let's
been
see.
inaugurated
1,
into office.
2,
He only
3,
talked about the
4.
Epstein files like one time on the campaign trail, and that wasn't really a promise.
That's a
So I
pretty
love that
important
people
one.
bring that one up,
think that
but
that's
it's
an
not.
important one?
Oh no, I talked about lies that he said since he's been in office, inaugurated into office. Maybe I need help. Maybe you need help in a reminder of when he was inaugurated, January 20th, 2025.
Uh-huh. Wow, this is very productive. I think my decision has been made. I think I am a MAGA supporter.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
sorry.
so sorry. I actually tried to have like a real open conversation. I wanted to be.
Wait, I'm sorry,
something.
because I asked you to tell me 3 lies. Now you're like, oh no, I'm going to be upset. And now I'm definitely going to be a MAGA supporter.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, no, I asked you, you came up
You are
here.
not
You
conducting
came
yourself
up
in a way
here.
that anyone would find interesting or genuine.
I just want to remind
incredible
everybody
that
that
people like
you
you
came up
are,
here.
like,
You
out there
chose to make the
acting
phone
like
call.
they
You
are
chose
the
to pick up the
pinnacle.
phone, make a phone call to me. And the first thing
Uh-huh.
that you did was complain about the very first caller calling Donald Trump a racist. So that brought up the race conversation that apparently has now hurt your feelings. And instead of you made it, you said this yourself, that you claim that I was attacking you when all I was doing was asking you about the statements that Donald Trump had said, right? And instead of being able to just be like, you know what, that sounds like a racist thing to say, you're like, let me defend this man to hell and high water, and then make it a personal affront towards me that you're asking me questions about Donald Trump's disgusting behavior and racist behavior. Like, now you're up here crying that I've reaffirmed your belief in the MAGA movement because your feelings were hurt because you take on his personality so much that somebody speaks negatively about Donald Trump to the point that you're like, oh my God, I'm up here defending him. And she kind of hurt my feelings because I thought she was asking me these questions and accusing me of being racist when I did no such thing. I've never once said that you were racist. I only made the claim that Donald Trump was in fact a racist. And because you didn't agree with the fact that Donald Trump is in fact a racist, you're like, let me defend his honor. I must defend Donald Trump's honor. And so now I've upset you and I've hurt your feelings to the point where I agreed with you. Let's get off that point. So then I asked you about 3 lies, and then I made a very specific question with it, right? And because you failed to think of 3 lies that he's told since he's been inaugurated into office, which all you have to say is, I don't know, and I could have given you some lies that we then could have talked about and then watched you pretzel yourself on those too. But instead of that, you're like, you know what? You've made it obvious. You've made it obvious that I am in fact a Trump supporter now because you hurt my little face.
No, you've made it obvious because you don't conduct yourself in a way that is honorable nor thoughtful.
Sir, I asked you very pointed questions.
3 or 4 minutes.
Right, I was just reiterating how I'm sorry. I was just reiterating the mentality of someone like yourself that for why you arrived where you were.
You're speaking for me.
Because I explained how we arrived where we were at in this conversation. Sir, you could have already spoken like so many times and just given me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he was inaugurated into office. But instead of actually telling me 3 lies since Donald Trump was inaugurated into office, you're like, you know what? You're right. I am a MAGA supporter because I can't think of 3 lies. And instead of just saying, hey, honestly, I can't think of 3 lies, which is why I have this book of like things that I write down from conversations that I have with people, because I take notes. I don't know about anybody else, but I actually take notes on when I'm talking to people. I even already like wrote down like what you said when you're like, I just don't see enough good. And instead of continuing on that point, you talked about the very first caller. But instead of just being like, I can't think of 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he's been in office and allowing us to move into the conversation and me actually bringing up other lies, then you just decided to start crying.
I haven't cried once. And in fact, I did give you a lie, and instead of taking that lie and giving me some sort of conversation about it, you immediately jumped on me about
because it was incorrect. Since Donald Trump, that's not what I said either. That's not what I said either. Nope, literally not what I said either. So let me just remind you, when I asked you about giving me 3 lies,
she loves talking about what
I'm just going to go ahead and just like remind everybody while you're just crashing out a little bit. So I had asked specifically to this caller, I'd asked him very specifically. I said, hey, tell me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he's been inaugurated into office. And since January 20th of 2025, not once has Donald Trump mentioned releasing the Epstein files. So when you made a claim and saying, well, he didn't release the Epstein file, he never promised it since he's been in office. Even when he was asked about it on national television, what he said was, the Epstein files, not so much, because a lot of people could be hurt. I hope that helps.
Like everything you said over the past 30 seconds to a minute, because it's just been gibberish.
Oh yeah, just because you don't understand words, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
No, Jesus, why are you people like this?
Why are you people? Really wow, that's not a good.
People like you. Oh my God, you people! Here comes. I'm offended. Oh, she said you people as if I'm talking about like a race or a culture or something. I'm talking about you, the people like you who just yell and scream.
Who are people like me?
I'm not going to let anyone else talk. I'm not going to let anyone else talk because they might say something that offends what I think. That's what you're doing right now.
Thank you, Sherm, for the galaxy.
I'm reading all of these comments that are happening.
Oh, do you want to go back to the comments? Oh, wait, you want to interact with the comments? Okay, have fun. We did, Aslan. I just want to be clear, guys. He called in and wanted to complain about the very first caller that asked me why I was supporting a racist, aka Donald Trump. Okay? He is the one that brought up race because he was upset that that's what the first caller called in about, okay? And so then, instead of just acknowledging that Donald Trump has in fact shown racist tendencies, has been racist throughout his entire lifetime. I went all the way back to 1973, all the way up to 2024. Got you, Xennial. Let me pull this up. And he, instead of that, he assumed that I was attacking him personally, which was not the point. I never said he was racist personally. Thank you, Paul, for the 5 over on the Blue app. Paul said, outstanding work. Keep up the great work. Okay. All right. Xennial, just for Xennial, my friend, said, go Chiefs. Lala, check Discord. There we guys go. What are we failing to see humor in? What did I miss, Bishop? What did I miss, Bishop? A Sunday. I am unsure. I'll have to look at those later. But I just, listen. And then towards the end of it, he decided to cry because I asked him to tell 3 lies. And he's just like, you know what? I am definitely a Trump supporter. Like, okay, good for you. I'm not trying to change anybody as well. Thank you for calling the MAGA.
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I am 35.
35. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Well, I voted for him. There's policies that he's come out with that I agree with. There's some that I don't. I'm not a Republican. I'm a libertarian.
Okay, let's try this question again. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Mostly.
Mostly, okay. So, what has occurred since Donald Trump's been inaugurated into office that has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
Well, I definitely don't like how I definitely don't like the overwhelming support in Israel. I think that's more of a none of our business kind of situation. But that being said, I don't believe that Americans should be supporting Hamas.
Okay, I would not look at anybody kindly that's like, I support a terrorist organization like Hamas.
That's the reasonable take. So that's what's detracting me, but my support comes a lot from correcting a lot of the internal issues we're facing in the country. For example, I'm a truck driver. One of the major issues that have been plaguing trucking is all the accidents that has been coming over from undocumented migrants illegally obtaining CDLs. We had a case in Florida.
That wasn't illegally obtained, though. I'm not disagreeing with you for the fact that the gentleman did in fact do an illegal U-turn, and it did cause the loss of life, and that's absolutely deplorable. And I hope that he gets sentenced, faces his time in prison, and then gets sent back to his country. Totally, I agree with you, but it wasn't illegally obtained. He was here on a visa. He was documented, and then he had a driver's license, completed the courses, and had a CDL issued from California. There is a lot of misinformation regarding that incident, but that is the truth of the matter, and it's quite easily findable. And as
So,
far as that, like, do I think that illegal immigrants should get CDL licenses? Absolutely not. I think only documented immigrants or American citizens should be able to obtain one. That's just kind of how it is. Which, again, like that one incident, he was in fact a documented immigrant.
so here's the thing about the CDL license. Those
Oh,
CDL
and let's be
licenses
very
are
clear, like American CDL drivers are still going to be the ones that cause the most accidents in the United States of America as compared to illegal immigrants and
that's
your claim.
okay. That's
Oh yeah, and the guy
besides.
had been here. Yeah. Illegals can't get CDL licenses. They would have to steal it. Hey Don.
Then explain to me why the head of the FMCSA did an entire press report yesterday talking about how California is skirting the federal policy rules and they're issuing these licenses illegally according to the federal guidelines.
What federal guidelines?
The FMCSA is the safety department under the Secretary of Transportation. Their job is to
No,
provide the
I would
rule
like
set.
you to give me the law in specific. So like at least this one gives me this over California's worker classification. Dun 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 dun
Give me a
dun
second.
dun
Let me
dun.
pull it up for you. Let's see.
Oh, you're just talking about somebody that Donald Trump appointed. Got it. Is saying this. Okay. Not a nonpartisan individual.
No, that's immaterial to the discussion.
No, it's quite material to the discussion. Thank you, Don, for the gem gun. Let's see. AB 5 is a law in California that governs independent contractor status and was approved by the state legislature and signed by Gavin Newsom in 2019, taking effect January 1st, 2020. In April 2024, the California Trucker Association and the Owner Operator Independent Drivers Association appealed the March 15th decision of Judge Benitez of the U.S. District Court, who rejected their latest attempt to block the imposition of California independent contractor law AB 5, citing various complexities and controversies surrounding the law. So it's been constantly and sufficiently upheld multiple times in the courts in California, including even up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. They're still upholding it. As the law stands today, if a company hires a driver, that driver would typically be considered an employee rather than an independent contractor because driving is central to the company's business. The bottom line is that an independent truck driver whose activities are centered around trucks or deliveries may very well find themselves in conflict with the law. Okay. So there's nothing illegal about or unconstitutional about the law as it's been in place. So that's why I said it's actually very important that we don't just base it off of someone that is a partisan individual placed in a place, because then we have people like, gosh, who was put in place at the FCC? What's his name again? Who contradicted himself? Yeah, Carr. He contradicted himself years ago, where he said that no broadcast center should be pulled back just because that he actually spoke specifically about comedy. That comedy comedians going after politicians has been a thing for decades and it should never be infringed upon as part of free speech. And then he got all butthurt about Jimmy Kimmel. And yeah, Jimmy Kimmel said some things he definitely should not have said. 100%, right? Not defending Jimmy Kimmel, but then he contradicted himself now in the year 2025, crying about Jimmy Kimmel and threatening to pull licenses, which is again partisan.
All right. So going back to the trucking regulations, not,
The law that is completely legal has been determined by multiple district courts and even up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal in California. Got it. I'm going to go with the judge's decisions that have determined the law to be constitutional and legal.
so here's what I'm saying.
I'm going to go with the court decisions and the judges that have determined that AB 5, the law that you're referencing, because that is the law that they reference in their press release, is in fact constitutional and legal per the laws that are in place, per the Constitution, per the state constitution, meaning that there is nothing wrong. Fantastic. I'm glad that we can come through to that. Again, judges have already made this determination, and I'm going to go with the judges. Perhaps you should look it up more instead of just relying on a press release. Next topic. What else has you questioning your support in Trump?
Yeah, we can talk about whatever you'd like.
Oh, no, but see, I'm asking you, what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump?
Well, I said I don't like us funding Israel. That's it.
Okay, but that's an interesting take because Donald Trump has never been quiet about how much he supports Israel and Bibi Netanyahu. Like, just if you look at he put sanctions on prosecutors and judges of the ICC just because they were investigating Bibi Netanyahu for genocide in Gaza.
Now, here's the thing. I don't think we should be involved. I don't believe it is an American problem. It's a Middle East problem. It's Israel's problem.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that Israel is currently committing a genocide. I don't think we've risen to that level.
Are you someone that has studied genocide?
Yes.
Oh, you have? So what's your degree in?
I don't have a degree.
You don't have a degree. So you're not a scholar that studies this for a living?
No, it's not my profession.
It's not your profession. It's your hobby. Oh, just your hobby. So you're not a scholar. Interesting how there's at least 5 Jewish scholars, mind you, that are absolutely calling this a genocide.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
so it's very interesting. So because I should definitely believe you as a hobbyist who looks at genocide. Just believe you over experts who are like scholars, experts in their field of study that look at these things and have determined that it meets 4 out of the 5 criterias of genocide, but I should just believe you because you do it as a hobby.
I do not believe that it's risen to the level of genocide.
Based off of what standard? What metric does it miss?
All right, let's pull up so I can be accurate, since you like to appeal to authority.
It's not an appeal to authority to state that scholars and experts in their field.
Absolutely an appeal to authority.
So I don't think you understand.
My beliefs based off of someone with a degree, since I don't have one. That is the classic definition of
an appeal to authority would be me saying that I know better than you because of XYZ, because I haven't said I know better than you because of XYZ, and I am just reiterating what someone else has said. That is not an appeal to authority. This is not a logical fallacy. You are the one backing yourself into a logical fallacy or a corner, I guess, in this case, but that's not what this is. So it's based off of your personal beliefs, based off of a hobby, something that you just kind of look at on the side, right? I do this as a hobby, okay? I am not an expert in any field whatsoever when it comes to politics. This is my hobby, but I am well researched, and I never make a claim that I am the end-all be-all. I tell everybody to look things up. I'm so sorry that when we look at things and I'm telling you that people disagree with you, 5 Jewish scholars, in fact, disagree with you, that you still think that somehow you have a position of authority because you're the one that says, well, I disagree with them because this is something I do in a hobby. You are the one that is making the appeal to authority.
I said no. I'm making a claim based on my personal beliefs. I am not stating that I am an authority on anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm an admitted hobbyist.
Yeah.
My focus is the
Mm-hmm.
Holodomor.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we take a quick look on the the Holocaust Memorial website, there are 10 stages listed for a
There's only
genocide.
5 criterias per the ICC and the Geneva Conventions that are required to be that, and just one of them has to be met in order for it to be considered a genocide. There's not 10 when it comes to the Geneva Convention.
What
There's
are the
5,
four?
and
What are the
those
four
5
clauses?
have been met, or at least 4 or 5. Let's see. Let me pull this
What are
back up because that's all. I got to be honest that I don't have all that memorized, but I just remember what I had heard. Cool. The 1948 UN Genocide Convention. Sorry, I said it wrong, but it's still considered under the Geneva Conventions as well. Killing members of the group, causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about physical destruction, imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, and forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. And they've met 4 of those. So they have, in fact, done things to try to prevent births within the group of Gaza and Palestine. That's part of why they've been sequestered out of the area, right? They have killed members of the group even prior to October 7th, 2023, without exact provocation. They have caused serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. Specifically, we have it where the IDF has shot individuals standing in line waiting for food. They made a serious attempt to actually shoot off the genitalia of young boys that were waiting in line. They aimed for them, right? We have stories of doctors where they're reporting on the messes that they've had to fix of individuals coming into their hospitals, and that's also one of them where we have stories of at least 7 young teenage boys, who had their male members, shot off by the IDF forces, I guess playing target practice. So that's causing serious bodily harm to members of the group. It also deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life, right? Brought to back to bring physical destruction. They are causing starvation in there. They are denying aid to be sent into Gaza. They are blocking groups that are wanting to bring in aid from going into Gaza because they control the in and outs of Gaza Strip. They meet 4 out of 5 of all the just 1 is required to be considered a genocide out of the 1948 UN Genocide Convention.
All right, so let's take these points one at a time then.
No, I'm good. I don't talk to genocide deniers. Sorry. Thank you, Paul, for the 5. This is way too advanced for the caller. He should tune into Blue's Clues and get a call. Blues Clues. I don't remember how that goes. Yes, hold on, TikTok. Everywhere else we have super chats. Become a member, become a subscriber over on Twitch. And you can send bits on Twitch. If you send up anything, these things will come up on my screen when I am done. Like it'll be after the phone call, but I will put it up on the screen just like this. What's hilarious? Yeah, TikTok is an interesting app right now. Oh, okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Slightly, but I've been on the fence as of recent.
Okay. And what has you today questioning your support of Donald Trump or the MAGA movement?
I would say his support for Israel. The Epstein stuff is very suspicious these days, and I'm very pro borders, pro, get illegal ice is kind of disturbing a little bit to see.
Okay. And where do you want to start?
I've literally just came across this YouTube channel. I didn't know what it was much about really, except for maybe like the last two guys probably. Uh, yeah, I mean that's the only thing that had me question him. I still do support him generally because
Mm-hmm.
out of all the candidates, well, we only had two, but out of the candidates that we did have, I thought that he was probably the better choice.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
okay. Well, see, I always find it interesting that anybody would bring up like the election when we're almost a year past the election, almost a full like 11 months past the election. But people are like,
It's been
well,
quite
it's
a
still
bit.
the better options out of the two candidates. Well, I'm not asking you about why you voted. I'm asking about why you still actively would support somebody. And considering 8 months into his presidency, he's kind of done like jack all of nothing and hasn't done anything to help the American people or anything like that. In fact, he's just kind of been just done everything to hurt instead of help. And so it's pointless. Like, you know what you do if you don't think that if you're like, well, if I don't support him, who do I support? Do what I do. I don't support any political candidate because there isn't a political candidate right now. I can support the office of the president, but I can still be critical of the person that holds that office. And I don't have to
Of
support
course.
him or the shit that he's doing.
I mean, some of the stuff he's doing is pretty good. I mean, it's like, some people might not like it, of course, but some of it is good. I mean, for one, labeling cartels a terrorist organization. I don't know why we haven't done that way longer ago.
Oh
Um,
yeah, probably because doing that, the only thing that would technically give us the ability to do is invade a sovereign country to go after the cartels, which Mexico has been very clear in saying that if you try to come into our country to go after our cartels without our direct consent, send any military member and it will be war.
well, of course, and nobody wants war, of course. I mean, he's supposed to be the
All
no
right.
war president, but at the end of
Yeah,
the
yeah. No
day,
war president changes the Department of War, the Department of Defense to the War Department. Yeah, renames it. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Bombs
pretty Orwellian.
bombs
But at the
3 boats off of Venezuela with no proof that any single one of them was any kind of cartel member selling drugs and could in fact have killed if they were in fact like bad people and were engaging in human trafficking, he probably ended up killing at least one person that was an innocent individual that was being trafficked by them.
well, from what I understand, the claim of the White House, because like you said, we don't have proof, but
Yeah,
they
he
were
refuses
supposedly
to give
drug
proof
smugglers. So the only thing that would have gotten blown up would have been a bunch of drug smugglers and cocaine.
based
But
off of what he
in
says,
terms of
but
the but in terms of the whole like going to war with Mexico thing, there needs to be a solution
really quick
because
on the portrait
cartels
stream, I'm
they're
gonna
definitely
hit
terrorists.
a
I mean,
quick
whether
restart.
you I'm
Guys,
not a
come
TikTok
back
person,
or
but whether
go
you
over
go on
to the
TikTok
landscape.
or one of these weird websites where you see the things they do, you could go to certain states in America and you could witness the effect that the drugs that they're importing all hold.
Oh,
These
I
people
mean,
are they're evil people and they need to be labeled as terrorists, and it's their own
okay.
government
Well,
is so corrupt
a
that they
lot of
won't.
I see people forget that a lot of these drugs are made in the United States of America.
Such as
Fetty. Sorry, I can't say the substance. The F substance. Sorry,
oh yeah,
TikTok is a sensitive little child.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
Is
can't.
it? I thought it was being produced in like things like places like China.
No, you make it here. It's an actual like I'm sorry. It's a prescription drug that's given out in the United States of America.
Well, yeah, like similar
It's
to like what the
prescription. Like it's made here in America, right? Like they make it here, they distribute it out of here in the United States of America. The majority of individuals that are caught and like stopped with these substances attempting to cross the border per Customs and Border Protection are American citizens because it is Americans doing the stuff. We are the problem. Like no offense, but we literally are the problem.
definitely. I mean,
Like,
statement to guilt.
and I'm not saying like in any way, shape, or form that it's not hurting people because it most assuredly is, right? We know that it's unaliving people. But our other issue is also going to be just also regular prescription substances as well, because those exist and those are certainly also what people use and abuse.
Yeah, like with the whole opioid thing and like heroin
Mm-hmm.
used to be like I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
if it still is. But
Yeah,
it's a
but we're
medical
not
thing.
doing anything to do that. We're not doing anything to make sure that doctors prescribe them less or anything like that, right? But like um, METH is a huge problem in the United States of America, and you can make that with stuff from the freaking grocery store.
Okay. Well, I would say another reason why I still have some support for him is because yes, the scenes can sometimes be disturbing, like the whole like Gestapo, as the MSNBC and everybody likes to call them, like Gestapo-looking people with the mask on, taking, separating families and all that. If you and like the whole idea is like, oh well, they're not criminals. They've just been working their whole lives, civil or not, coming into a country illegally. Because this is another reason why I do support them a little bit. Coming into the country legally is illegal. I mean, we call them illegal immigrants for a reason because it's against the law to cross into the border.
What law? Can you reference it for me?
Um, I cannot off the top of my head. I will say the law of just borders. I believe in natural borders. Like a country is truly sovereign when it has borders and it restricts itself from outsiders
Sorry,
because
there
that's
are
the
no
whole reason.
natural borders when it comes to a country.
Yeah, I tend to disagree.
No. What you're thinking of would be internationally recognized borders, but there are no natural borders when it comes to a country. What your natural borders would be technically would be on the continents because that's the continent. So that's why there are no natural borders of a country. The only ones that you can say have a natural border would be countries like Greenland because it's an island by itself. Iceland, it's an island by itself. Antarctica, it's an island by itself, a very giant one. Australia, it's an island by itself. New Zealand, an island by itself. Like, those would be natural borders. Everything else are internationally recognized borders of a country.
And a country is only truly a country when it recognizes that's like when it recognizes
Okay.
that themselves, isn't it? When they can say, "Listen, you do not belong here, so you must leave." Like we can't be having places like
Yeah, and
sanctuary
according
cities
to our
that.
laws, they're all entitled to their right to due process in immigration court. There's very few laws that say that they can just be picked up and ejected for no reason. That's funny, Sean. Antarctica
Are
has
they
the
not
most
still
secure
going?
borders. 'Cause no
Are
one
they
wants
not
to
still
go
going
there.
through that due process themselves, though?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I was laughing at somebody.
Are they not still going through the due process
No,
when they're getting picked up?
no, I'm sorry. They're literally ignoring the right to due process. When people are being picked up on their way to their immigration hearings, which is the legal process, then they're ignoring the individual's right to due process that is guaranteed and enumerated in the United States Constitution under the Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendment.
Okay, so they're trying to go through the legal process while being illegally here.
No, some of them aren't illegal, sir. I think people don't understand. Donald Trump is literally targeting individuals that he knows where they are because he can't find all of the unknown or illegal immigrants, the undocumented immigrants, because they are in fact undocumented. So he's going after people that are in the legal process, telling individuals such as yourself that they're all illegal immigrants. when it could just be that they're here on asylum, which is a legal process, refugee, which is a legal process, parolee, which is a legal process, temporary protective status, legal process, visa card holders, legal process, green card holders, legal process. And there's one more that I can't remember the name of it. But there's 7 different legal processes that are allowed within the United States of America, allowed within our laws for immigration, that he's targeting in order to find them. He's literally made a press announcement saying that he's reviewing 55 million visa applications for people that are currently in the United States of America here legally, just to see if they've made an error on their paperwork, or for some of them, he also said to see if they have any ties to terrorist organizations.
Oh, my apologies for saying the whole word then.
I really can't keep track of what TikTok doesn't like, but I know they don't like the words of substances.
Yeah, I didn't know I was supposed to censor myself on that one.
No, you're good. I'm just making a point. Donald Trump doesn't care about someone's actual legal status. He's going after people that are here the correct, like, whether regardless of which one of those 7 statuses that they fall under, he's going after them to try to deport them to meet his own goal of 1 million deportations in a year. Hey, AC. And that's the problem.
Okay, I mean, I kind of get it, but there's been situations where they are actually getting gang members. I mean, that with the whole El Salvadorian prison, like we're shipping some people that we find
Cool.
there.
How are they proven to be gang members?
Well, through tattoos, affiliation.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell me how many people might have the Mary Jane leaf tattooed on them, and now that they are apparently associated with MS-13 because they have a Mary Jane leaf tattooed on them? Hey, Moose.
I definitely couldn't tell you that.
Okay. How about a smiley face? I'm sure you've got to know people that have a smiley face tattooed on them.
Well, yes. I mean, smiley face.
How about a cross? How about a cross?
How about what? No, of course not.
Yeah. Okay. And what about a skull?
No.
No? Okay. So because what we're seeing is, and specifically like the smiley face that was what was accused specifically just on Kilmar Brego Garcia, looks like DeMouse, right? The Canadian dubstep guy that wears like a little mouse thing. It looked like a fucking DeMouse. So I guess we're saying that DeMouse is now Dead Mouse is a MS-13 gang member. Thank you guys, Poly Raiders. Like I don't think like people understand that it's such an obnoxious claim. You do realize that specifically Kilmar Abrego Garcia, when he was sent to CCOT, was not put in the same cell block as all of the people that they believed to be gang members because his tattoos actually didn't meet the criteria. Out of the 270 people that were sent to CCOT, 238 had 0 criminal record.
I mean, you could be a criminal and not be caught.
No, you literally, by definition, cannot be a criminal if you were not caught.
Of course you can.
You literally cannot. Criminal is a legal definition. And in order to be considered a criminal, you have to have gone through the indictment process, found convicted or pled guilty, and then sentenced. Literally to be a criminal, you have to have gone through the process of due process in order to be considered a criminal. You literally cannot, by the legal definition, be considered a criminal and not be caught.
Yes, you're using the legal term for it.
Because it's a legal term, and we're talking about legality.
If I see somebody shoot, like Trump said, shoot somebody on 5th Street or something, and he doesn't get charged, he's still a murderer, regardless of anything. Or he never gets caught. Nobody ever finds. If they never got John Gotti,
doesn't make them a criminal. I'm sorry. If you're going to bring up legal terms, I'm going to counteract you with the legal definition and then explain how it's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, what you're saying, it makes sense, but from my point of view, I I can't see somebody break the law and say, oh, that person is not breaking the law.
None of the individuals that were sent to CCOT were proven to be gang members. Again, that's something that requires due process, prove it in court, right? And even JD Vance, his own freaking Twitter post happens to be Hispanic, is now a gang member everywhere within the United States of America because that's their logic and the logic of freaking JD Vance.
No, but it is the logic of some gangs that if you're in the gang, you do wear bull hoodie. Now, my problem isn't necessarily with like him. Okay, so you could let's say we throw out the whole, oh, Garcia was gang affiliate, that he's MS-13. Let's throw that one out.
He's
The
not.
fact
Yeah,
that
because
his
he's
wife,
not.
his own wife, had testified in court that he was abusive. Is that
No, she
not
never
enough
testified
reason to
in
put him
court. See, you guys don't know anything. It never went to court. She filed a restraining order and then she retracted it back, like before it even got issued. It was not even
come
issued.
on.
It, yeah,
Come. If
it
somebody's being
wasn't.
abused,
She didn't testify in court, dude. She did
if
not
somebody's
testify in
being
court.
abused, if somebody's being abused,
Well, then,
and they
if she was,
retract their statement,
being
do you really
abused,
believe that
then
retraction
I
is
have.
actually genuine, or are they scared?
No, I have news for you, sir. If she was truly being abused, and I believe what she has said this entire time, including what the speeches that she gave after he was arrested and sent to CCOT, if she was being abused, then while he was in CCOT from March 15th up through July, she was in the best position to say, do not bring him back. He's horrible. She would have had her family support. She would have had everyone's support, right? She was in the best position. He was held in an entirely different country. She was in the safest position of her life, if it is true that she was being abused. But you guys don't listen to her words and explain that she did that because of a previously abusive relationship with her ex-husband, who was also the father of her children. It is so interesting how none of you guys listen to it. You just look at the fact that she filed a singular restraining order that she then pulled back because she said it didn't happen. And then she came out while she was in the best position of her life to not be out there and be the safest from him if she was in fact being abused. That she would have known that he was likely going to die in that CCOT prison because, what's his face? Bukele bragged about nobody ever getting out of CCOT.
Now let's think about this though. First of all, there's people being abused all the time that never report their abuser, even when they're in jail.
Not denying that. Would never deny that.
Also consider this: there is Democrats petitioning for him, like for his release. Going like MSNBC, you have all these news stations constantly saying, "Oh, this man's innocent. He did nothing wrong. He's just a normal family man that got pulled over and everything went wrong." This woman is watching the news. She's watching politicians advocate for this man.
Oh no, she spoke out. She spoke out before anyone was advocating for him, sir. She was interviewed shortly after it happened. She's the one who reached out to the media because he didn't come home. She started the advocation. She started it.
Okay, you might something there. Okay. You might have something there. I would have to look in more into it. I don't think you're alive. Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Were there any?
Can you think of let's try this. We'll try to move it just a little bit. Can you think of 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he's been inaugurated into office?
Oh, 3 lies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. 3 lies. I would say tariffs are taxes on the country's exporting. That's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I guess this is probably a gray line. Like the guy who shot Charlie. the guy who attacked Charlie Kirk is like a radical leftist. We don't know that, so I guess it's a kind of a gray line. Um, yeah, that's it. I don't think I know anything else after that.
Okay. Well, no problem, man. I'm going to encourage you to do some additional research, look up the things that I told you, and just just fact check yourself and everything else, okay?
I definitely will.
All right, thanks, man. Have a good Sunday.
Thank you.
Let me go through some of these chats real quick. Omar, I'm sorry. I hope you came back. And yes, I don't talk to genocide deniers. I think it's absolutely crazy. Also, over on TikTok, guys, I see a lot of grayed out hearts. Send your daily heart me. It costs 1 coin. If you can send a daily heart me, send it out. Also, after you've hit that follow button, be sure to send your daily heart me and then collect your points. And thank you, Cannibal Kitty, for the corgi. I wish I could see them come up like they do on TikTok, but they don't. And thank you, Sam, and thank you to all of the Poly Raiders. Sorry, it took me a moment to thank them. That's why I put up Parker's welcome Poly Raiders. I'll thank him personally later when I'm off stream. So thank you. Keg said, "Would we even have America if the founders had spent every day finger pointing and gossiping about the king's tyranny instead of building solutions?" Potentially not. I'm going to agree with you on that one, Keg. But see, I would love to talk about building solutions, but we're nowhere near that at the moment. Unfortunately, we still have to wait at least 2 more years before we can start talking about what somebody can do when they're in office, what they're going to try to do working with Congress, working with the Supreme Court of the United States in order to get anything done in this country and fix what's going to be broken by the time that the next presidential candidate comes into office. So unfortunately, I do have to wait on that one, but I would love to talk about solutions. Oh, so I'll go ahead and answer this real quick while we're waiting for another caller. Danny, in his current administration, I would say one good thing in his current administration that he's finally backing Ukraine for as long as that lasts. But that's all I got for this current, well, in extending out the tax cuts for the middle and lower class, and no taxes on tips, because that directly benefits me too. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you?
32.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. And what has you questioning your support of Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Well, I don't know that I'm really questioning my support. I know the man says a lot of stupid things, but, I try to stay focused on reality, things that.
It's so bad, Sam. He won't even be in the chat. Okay, so let's
correlate to my everyday life, my ability to support my kids.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Not a problem. So let's try it this way. If you're not sure if you're really questioning it or not, that's fine. Let's try. Can you think of 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he's been inaugurated into office this term?
No.
Okay. So you're talking about things that directly affect you in your everyday life. So let's talk about tariffs. Can you tell me who pays tariffs?
I know there's a lot of talk that tariffs get passed on to the consumers.
Let me rephrase. As I like trying it this way. So if the United States government has a 15% tariff on a country like France, okay? And we're buying things from France, who is paying the United States government that 15%?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you believe Donald Trump when he says that it is the exporting country, so it would be France directly paying the United States government?
Yeah, I'm really not sure. I don't understand how that stuff works, and maybe that's why I called. I don't get super into politics and your everyday arguments. I called because I wanted to share my view in my everyday life, and how I voted for Donald Trump because of the wrath that we felt from the previous administration.
I think people misunderstand. I don't care why anyone voted for Donald Trump. I care about why.
Growing up here and hearing firsthand testimony that the cartels are a toxic, entity in Mexico, and they're probably responsible for why most people are here. I think that needs to be addressed. I think he's the only one willing to do it.
I want a repeat of the Alamo. Have a good one. Take them back, guys. I can't. Texas was Mexico, yeah. Also, thank you for the person who sent the $2 and saying that Trump sucks, but the other second half of your sentence is why that was not okay. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't know that one, Xennial, but the phone lines are back open if anyone else wants to call back. Remember the Alamo, guys. Sorry, as somebody that actually used to live in Texas and learned about Texas state history, yeah, guys, that's a bad take. And yes, Paul, I am more than aware that my chat is horrendous. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I just saw your live stream and I just thought I would call. I didn't think you would actually answer.
No worries. And how old are you?
I'm 19.
You're 19. Okay. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes, I support his policies.
Okay. So what has you potentially questioning your support of Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Mainly just the Epstein list not being released. That really makes me question my support of him. I still stand by all his policies, though, but I don't know if I still question, the Epstein list being released and why he hasn't released it yet, even though he promised he would release it when he ran for the president.
He actually didn't promise that.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
I see. So I've been lied to.
No, it just was actually taken out of context.
I see.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that he will release the list at all?
No, I don't even think that there is an actual list. There are definitely files and files that implicate a bunch of people. And those are slowly being rolled out. But if there is an actual clientele list, then no, it won't be. I don't think it would be released to the public.
Gee, I've also been a little bit sad about the Charlie Kirk assassination. I think that I was really disgusted by a lot of people celebrating his death, and that really just makes me question what direction is our country going in?
No, I agree. I don't think that anybody should celebrate the death of another individual, especially somebody that suffered it at the hands of assassination at the end of a gun. I think that that's not okay.
Yeah, I was heartbroken to see my own sister saying, and that really broke my heart because she's a very little person in the world.
And that's a conversation. And thank you. And thank you, Sam. You're a great person. Keep that shit up. And I can only leave this up for a second. But yeah, that's a potentiality. And thank you, controller, for the 2 jewels for the hundo. I appreciate that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Okay. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
I'm here.
Awesome. How old are you? Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 46.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
That is to be questioned. Questioned.
Who do you have questions for? I'm not doing whatever that was. No. Thank you for calling the MAGA. Okay. I don't know what that was. That is a question. That was a question, but I can't do anything about that. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hi,
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 29.
Okay, and are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Hell no, I've never supported Donald Trump.
Fan-freaking-tastic. I hope you have a great Sunday.
You too.
All right, bye. Really quickly, guys, I'm very bad at doing my own PSA, but there's 379 people over on TikTok. If you guys are new here and you haven't hit that follow button, be sure to hit that follow button. If you guys are new here and you haven't hit that follow button, be sure to hit that follow button. And if anybody happens to have a money gun to send over on TikTok,
I am here.
Awesome. How old are you?
I am 35.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Not anymore.
All right, man. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I hope you have a great Sunday. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
31.
31. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes.
Awesome. How old are you?
31.
31.
7.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Nope, never did. Just wanted to let you guys know what you're doing is supporting a pedophile.
Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Sure am.
All right. And how old are you?
54.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
I support Donald Trump 100%.
Cool. What country are you calling from?
I am calling from Canada, a place called Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
Okay. Well, they can take back and keep their MAGA maple. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well. How old are you?
I am 38.
38. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
That's a kooky thing.
It's a kooky
Why do
thing?
you support Donald Trump?
I don't.
You don't?
No. So why do you still support Donald Trump?
I have never supported him, actually. I thought that this was you supporting him.
Yeah, it's a play
hate
on
that guy
words.
so much. I hate that guy so much. The unbelievable damage and the insurmountable amount of creeps that he's brought out of the woodwork in America has really shown what America has become, and I'm ashamed of it, honestly. So
Yeah, man. I agree with you. Yeah, this is just to get them to do some critical thinking and watch some pretzel.
That's the problem, is that they're incapable of it. It's like, some of them will listen, but the mental gymnastics that they're capable of doing is unbelievable. It's on levels that I've never seen before, because literally half of MAGA supporters, that means 33 million people would still vote for Donald Trump even if he sexually assaulted their daughters. And that's an actual fact. So these people, I've been told by my family members, and I've cut people out of my life who are family members who are MAGA. And I'm sorry that I'm going on about this. I'm autistic, but I feel like everybody needs to hear it. The fact that you can't see, if you're MAGA listening to this, if you can't see that why you are fascist, because fascism isn't a final product. Fascism is a thing that builds. And if you can't see that you're following the direct policies and like laws and principles and methods that were literally put forth by the Nazis, you can't say that you care about human rights. And especially when the human rights, when you do say you care about them, we all know you just mean white people. Like, Donald Trump speaks to your hatred, which gives you the ability to think that you have the right to say whatever you want, and some weird feeling of undeserved arrogance and like undeserved sense of self-entitlement. Just my dead dog knows that, so
Well, thanks,
yeah.
man.
Thank you for having this show.
Okay, have a good one. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. How old are you?
35.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
And what has you questioning your support in Donald Trump or the MAGA movement today?
Nigger, 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 nigger.
Doesn't get me taken down, but nice try. Thank you for calling the MAGA support hotline. Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Awesome. How old are you?
19.
Okay. And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Not as a person, but for political reasons.
Okay, fantastic. And what has you questioning your support of Donald Trump and the MAGA movement today?
Oh, I don't question it at all.
You don't question it at all?
No.
Not at all.
Not one bit.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Not even a little.
Let's
I
try
wanna
this
know
really
why.
quickly.
Yeah, what's up?
Why? Can you name me 3 lies that Donald Trump has told since he's been inaugurated into office?
I don't follow it that closely, but it's just the things that he believes in and wants to support are the same things that I do, and that
okay.
is why I'm going to follow that. I don't listen to many of his speeches or anything, but the things that he has done, I think, have been successful.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you support that?
Why I don't support a president of the United States that violates articles and amendments of the Constitution, that jokes about, and I'm putting this in air quotes, that jokes about annexing our neighbor Canada, that jokes about purchasing another another country and thinks it's funny to make that joke constantly, or jokes about taking back the Panama Canal that was rightfully given to them by an act of Congress in 1999 after protests and riots broke out because of our military occupation in the country of Panama. I hope that helps.
Okay, well, do you know why we wanted to buy Greenland?
Oh, dude, the why doesn't matter. They're not for sale and they don't want to be bought.
Actually, a lot of people there do. I have a couple friends
Sorry,
that
they
really
did a
want to
poll.
join.
Sorry, they did a national poll. Like Greenland themselves ran a poll. They did a little vote too. Less than 12% of the vote said yes, they wanted to be a part of the United States of America.
Okay, I
Less
never
than
saw the poll.
12%
I
of
only know from
yeah,
friends.
because you guys don't do research. Well, I have a friend that lives in Greenland, and one friend told me that his 5 other friends think that it would be great to be part of the United States of America and lose our universal health care insurance and go to a privatized healthcare insurance. Yeah, bro.
I also have about 10 friends from Canada that really want to join the U.S. So
I'm sure. Then they can just move here and immigrate here because it's just, like
yeah, they
we're
can.
right there.
And
yeah,
I
maybe
support
they
them to
should
do
do
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But why is it not okay to offer that to
It's
another
not
country?
I'm sorry. No, it wasn't an offer.
To Canada it was.
No.
And to Greenland
It
it was.
wasn't.
We offered to buy them for our
Donald
protection
Trump.
for them during World War II.
Wow, you guys are just like something else. Okay. Donald Trump didn't offer to take over Canada or to let Canada join. He was literally like, if Trudeau doesn't shape up, we're going to annex Canada. It wasn't an offer, it was a statement. Right? And then he continued the joke for months. And it wasn't an offer to Greenland either. He just said, we're going to buy Greenland. It's not, Does Greenland want us to buy them and they become a part of the United States of America? It was, we're going to buy them, not we're asking them if they want to be bought, not, hey, we'll give you $50 billion and then we'll buy you if that's what you're interested in. It wasn't an offer, it was a threat. And Denmark very much took it as a threat. The governing body over Greenland very much took it as a threat as well. So it wasn't an offer, it was.
Okay, do you feel protected from the threats of other countries?
Nope.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. Maybe because Donald Trump is freaking making everybody mad.
Okay, mad and safety are different.
Oh, yeah. Mad and safety are different. Yeah, that's why we're literally on the verge of World War III, if we're not already there. We're
Okay,
literally funding
America,
proxy wars, and Donald Trump is continuing to fund the proxy war between Israel and Gaza. And Israel and all the other countries in the Middle East, because let's see, they just bombed Qatar, right? Didn't even kill the
yeah.
people that they wanted to kill. They claimed that they did, but the dude came out on national television and was like, I'm here, bitch. You killed my son. Fuck you, but I'm still here, right?
They were aiming for his son, by the way.
Oh no, they said they killed him, not his son.
Him and his son have the same name.
Yeah, but they said they killed him, not his son. They're like, we killed the leader, which is him, not his son. His son was not the leader, so now he's just more pissed off.
They shot a missile through the building of his hotel room.
Uh-huh, because he was supposed to be there.
Guy.
No, they didn't. Yeah, you guys don't know anything. You really don't pay attention to politics. Yeah, we're not safe. Do you even know why? I'm just curious. Do you even know why the leaders of the H group were in Qatar?
It was for a meeting, for a terrorist meeting.
No, it wasn't for a terrorist meeting, sir. Do you know how long the negotiators of, like, the lead negotiators of Hamas have been in Qatar for?
No, you tell me.
Yeah, since 2011. It was actually something that the United States of America asked the Qatari government to host them. They've been there for over 14 years because it's something the United States government asked them to do. Donald Trump, in his 4 years in office, never asked the Qatari government to take it back because we all believed during that time that we still needed to negotiate with them in order for them to stop everything that they were doing. And it worked for a little while. And then Israel is just like, pew, 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 pew. I'm going to drop bombs everywhere. Pew, pew, pew.
Okay.
And tell me, where can I find like this terrorist conference that apparently they're holding in Qatari? Like, did they put out a sign out letter? Did they send out an email?
When do you think we had our last good president? When do you think we had our last good president?
Honestly, Obama, but he was pretty fucking moderate and didn't do enough.
Yeah, because he attempted to shut down a military base that is still open today.
What military base did Obama attempt to shut down?
Guantanamo Bay. He attempted
Guantanamo?
to, yeah.
Guantanamo Bay?
In 2009, and it never got shut down.
Yeah, I know it never got shut down.
Yeah. So
Guantanamo Bay? I'm going to have to remember that one.
Yeah. So he wanted something to get changed and it never did. Trump wanted stuff to get changed and it actually got changed.
Oh, what did Trump change?
The border policies?
No, it didn't.
It absolutely did. Have you seen the decrease in immigration?
Oh, sir, the decrease in encounters just means that less people are being stopped by CBP and border patrol or in the National Guard at the southern border. because you guys only ever care about the southern border. You don't ever give a shit about the northern border and the fact that people actually come over the northern border, commit crimes
No, I
in
do care
states
about
like
the northern border
Michigan,
because
and
I
then go back.
family
But
that
we've
live there.
never even paid attention to the northern border. Donald Trump
Oh, I
certainly
have.
doesn't give a shit.
I have.
Yeah, that's why. Is that why
Canada
Donald
station.
Trump only sends the National Guard to states and not to the northern border, and doesn't even send them
Well,
to
it's supposed
patrol
to be
the
with the
northern
northern
border,
border.
and he only looks at the southern border and only ever talks about the brown people coming across the southern border? Yeah, Donald Trump cares so much about
You
the
want to know
northern
why
border.
you want to know why we haven't paid attention to the northern?
Oh, the fact that people come from the northern border and they come from all over
No.
the world through the northern border and commit crimes in states like Michigan.
Yeah, for sure. I get that they do come over the northern border. The reason that America personally doesn't look at it as much is because we have a deal with Canada that if we keep trading with them, they will protect the northern border with 150,000 military personnel. So we have our allies
That's definitely not a
defending our
thing.
northern. It 100% is. I encourage you to go look it
150,000?
up.
What's that deal name?
I don't know when it was made, but
What's
I
the name
think
of
it
it?
was in January of 2025.
What's the name of it?
I don't know the name of the deal, but
Yeah, so I'm
it
going to
is
give
a
you a
current
hint. So
deal.
I think what you're talking about is the fact that they had already passed like Canada had already passed legislation in June of 2024, where they were already agreeing to put 20,000 of their military members and their like police force on the northern border, something that they had already funded. And it wasn't a deal that was signed by Donald Trump or anything that he entered into. He just claimed it was a deal, and Trudeau was very smart and just was like, "Yeah, it's okay, Trump. Yeah, it's okay, Trump. You know what we'll do for you, Trump. You're so upsetty spaghetti about this supposed all of this F substance that's coming across the northern border. We're gonna go ahead and put the 20,000 troops that we had already budgeted for on the northern border. You know, in our budget that we passed in June of 2024. And we're not gonna tell you that it was something that we had already planned to do. We're just gonna up it just by a month."
Interesting.
Yeah, maybe
I
you
will
should
look
do
into
your
that.
research. Sorry, because
I
there is
will.
no trade deal
Absolutely.
that they made with Canada that anywhere you can see. There is no deal that was signed between Trump and Canada about 100,000 Canadians be securing the northern border.
No, I'll definitely look into that. I might be
Yeah, maybe you
mistaken.
should.
What do you think about the shooting
Which
on
one?
the September 10th? The
Which
Charlie Kirk?
one?
You think
I don't know. What do you think about the shooting that happened in Evergreen, Colorado?
that was a travesty? Tragic. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. That was a horrible thing that happened, and I think
Can
that
you
it
tell
got
me?
overlooked because of what happened with
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. Can you tell me how many people were killed in the Evergreen, Colorado shooting?
I saw it pretty early on, and I saw that whenever I read it at first, I saw that it was something like 3 died and 30 injured, I think. That's what I remember seeing on the day that it happened. But then again, also, I was more aware of the Charlie Kirk shooting.
Yeah, because that's it's the only one that people cared about. Yeah, there was actually only the shooter. Only the shooter
And
died in the Evergreen,
I'm guilty of
Colorado.
that too.
Yeah, and only the shooter died in the Evergreen, Colorado incident, and 2 others were injured.
True. Okay.
So what about the shooting that's actively occurring, the active shooter that's occurring today at a church?
I'm thankful that I am not at church today, because there have been threats made by ISIS actually. When was it? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. ISIS threatened that they were gonna send their people over here to start hitting churches, and I don't know if that church is one of the first ones that they're hitting, but I am praying for that church, and I am deeply in sorrow for everyone that was there, and I just pray for peace for the
You
church.
should get off
And
of your blogs.
off my blogs?
Yeah, there's no substantiated evidence that ISIS had said anything.
They posted it on the internet.
Yeah, is that why the only thing that I can find is the ChristianWarriorTraining.com newsletter?
No, I literally saw a video about it this morning. Let me find it for you.
Are all the videos that you see
I
on the
will.
internet true?
No. But yeah, ISIS sent a newsletter saying that they were going
sent a
to attack
newsletter.
church.
Are you why are you enrolled on an ISIS newsletter?
I'm not enrolled on it. I saw a post about it.
Oh. Yeah, because that's literally the only, I literally have ISIS threatened to shoot churches. And the only thing that came up was literally ChristianWarriorTraining.com. Everything
Okay.
else is something from 2024, August 2025 about an attack in Mozambique, 2024, Syrian church, June 2025, 2016, Wikipedia with no dates, 8 years ago for a YouTube video, August 19, 2024, like literally nothing credible. That's funny, Nemo. I'm not on the mailing list. They just send things to my inbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't think you really look at a lot of things. So I hope you enjoy your Sunday, get some prayers in, and stop focusing on one individual and maybe actually pay attention to everyone else that is also dying at the hands of a gun.
I'm pro-America.
You're not. Okay, let me get through some of these. I've missed a lot. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you, Catherine, for the